All right, last time we met, we ended on collaboration between teachers, collaboration from the APs and getting input on in-service. So could you guys kind of elaborate on that some more of how you guys feel about the fact that they do not talk to mostly elected or talk to anyone other than the set guys that they talk to all the time about input on in-service?
It would be nice if they included all of us across the board.
Mhm.
What we feel we need help in, what we feel would be beneficial to us.
Wouldn't that be kind of difficult for the principals to talk to? How many teachers are on staff?
125, I think.
So what could APs do to be able to ask everyone?
Email
Their
us your
input.
concerns, email us your questions,
Yeah.
email us your suggestions.
Have some sort of form possibly that
Yes.
they email to everybody that we
And
could all
we'll-
fill out.
Just fill out a form
Right.
to just that way, because there's a lot of emails. If we say it's 125, that would be a lot of emails to read, but they still have a lot of time to be able to do it.
Maybe have it be like your evaluator, you send it just back to your evaluator, that way
okay.
one AP's not having to have 125, it's just whoever they're evaluating, and then
Good.
they'll come together.
Yeah.
That'll be
Kind
good.
of, Yeah.
So it'll be just have your evaluator email it to your evaluator directly, your input for
They
the
can gather
service
all theirs
needs.
together, build some data, and then come together with the other APs and go from there.
So how do we feel about this word is difficult for me to say, but I'm trying to say it anyway. De-infiltrated,
Differentiated.
differentiated professional development. Do you guys feel that it's happening? As a teacher, when I was here, I didn't feel like it was happening. I didn't really get a lot of professional development in special education. There's some for math, but as a special education teacher, I wasn't included on it. So how do you guys feel about that?
It's almost like nobody understands, I guess everybody wouldn't understand special ed except the special ed people, and then the special ed people don't know the special ed things that they need to know to teach someone else. I learned to use today really quick to do progress notes for and thankfully she's like, they're perfect.
So it's kind of one of the, is like they wait for you to not do it and then tell you how to do it? Is that what the consensus is?
Well,
Sped
yeah,
is a lot with
Yeah.
our sped paperwork.
Well, I think what happens is, I'm just gonna assume, they go on the fact that at some point in your life, you did something with mental health and expect you to know. I didn't do IEPs and ARDs. I read them and then figured out what to do with them, how to put them in a program or in the classroom. I didn't have to do them, so I think there's an assumption that you already know what to do, and if you do, that's one less thing we have to do, or teach you.
Do y'all have the training on like all the paperwork that you have to do? Is there some sort of training, or do y'all just have to just ask?
We had
Or should there be some type of training?
There's a training on the system, but the system is new as of last year.
Yeah.
It
But
was
it's like
2 summers
some of
ago.
those trainings where they
Click on
put you,
this.
they put you
Click
on the
this.
computer and then you can't even keep up, and by the time you go to use it for the first hour, you're like, what the heck? You
Right.
don't remember any of it.
our computers didn't work, mine
Yes.
wouldn't come up.
Yes.
Well, you'll get a chance
You'll get-
when
yes.
you get in class,
Yeah.
and
That's
you
what
can
they told
tinker
us last
with
year,
it. And it
too.
was like, and then it seemed like for whatever reason, it was a lot of, like myself, TAs that got teaching positions. So somehow as a TA, they were able to do it, so they knew it, so the facilitator was like, oh, well, great, well, I'll just go, and I'm like, wait, I didn't get that part. So she said, you'll get it, and you'll familiarize yourself with it.
How is it for the dealing with special ed as general teachers?
On that with the training, we did get a training this year on it, but last year I had tons of them. All this paperwork coming my way, I had no idea what to do with it. I had a big manila folder and I just shoved them all in there. I mean, I got them all the time, and I was just like, I don't even know what this is. And as a CTE teacher, we are required to sit in on
Yeah, you are.
ARDS, and so, I mean, I would sit there and be like, what am I doing? Like, I was a first year teacher, I had no idea what any of this stuff was.
You're
Nobody ever
a million
explained the paperwork
ARDS.
to me. And I was like, okay. So,
Yeah.
this
So,
year we
yeah.
did get training on
What
it.
kind of training did you get?
last year.
This year?
This year there was a day set where one of the special ed teachers went over like all the paperwork that we'd be seeing and getting.
Mm-hmm,
Like you had to go during your conference or after school, and it was like
mm-hmm.
maybe 40 minutes, and they gave us all our paperwork then for all the students.
So that was on a Monday a couple weeks ago?
Mhm.
Or a
That
week
was
ago?
like 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Did you,
They
do you
didn't
know
do
anything?
special ed.
You got a training as well?
Yeah, I mean, they do that every year. They're supposed to do it every year.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't think back to, the year before, yeah, maybe they, but, yeah, that's helpful. Especially if you're a first year teacher and you don't know what those codes mean or the wording means, I mean,
Absolutely.
preferential seating, I mean, that
Yeah.
sounds easy, but
Mhm.
what exactly does that mean, I mean, I guess that's helpful if you actually go to that, if you've been to that and stuff.
So I guess the last couple things we'll discuss is how, we'll talk about the focus group that we are just concluded, but how beneficial would this type of setting help overall with other teachers? How you guys think that would help or hurt?
Again, I think in small group, it would be great. But, then you get in our faculty meetings and people ask questions that
Yeah.
I could ask you one-on-one on the side instead of taking up everybody's time. So small groups like this, and then somebody formulate what was said in this group concerns, like we just talked about. Next group concern, and-
Yeah, that's that's last time, that's one of the great benefits of having a PD period is you do stuff like this.
Mm-hmm,
Not necessarily in a formal setting, but you can collaborate with teachers. People who know actually what's going on in the classroom.
mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that an AP doesn't, but they're not in the classroom 24/7 like we are and see some of the things. So I think it's good.
So, like, I thought about this, but should the teachers be the ones teaching other teachers how to give, instruction in the classroom? How do you guys feel about the APs trying to go through that? Because they have a million things to do. Should that be more an evaluation from teachers?
Well, that's
Yeah,
what leverage leadership is, right?
Mhm.
The other teachers evaluating you.
Sometimes it is, sometimes it's AP. Like
Oh,
I had a, well, she's a former teacher, Amber.
But aren't some teachers on campus leverage leadership? So like
Yeah,
some English
some
teachers
are.
can come watch
Yeah.
you, or
Yeah.
so
some
there are some teachers
Okay, that's
doing
great.
that.
Well, last year, so my first year we had to do these practice perfect meetings, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm,
And so that was like, it was a small group because it was just first year teachers and it was led by veteran teachers and it was actually super helpful. Sometimes they went over like teaching techniques. It was also a time for us to like vent about like our first year and stuff. And I felt after we left here the other day, I kind of felt the same about it because we had talked and we had like vented about some of the things that we were like, yeah, there's a problem with this or that. And it kind of felt like that. And so it is helpful, absolutely. Like I really actually enjoyed the practice perfect things and yeah, I got some stuff from it that I could use in my classroom. So I do think the small group stuff is.
Is that is there an administrator at all doing that? Is it,
Well, he came, well, with ours, Masengo, she
Yeah.
came through.
Locase led it and then there was some others I can't remember.
Okay.
Jessica.
So from a lot of the things that I've learned in the classes that I've taken is going toward trying to let us know that the APs are instructional leaders. And I think in my experience, I never viewed an AP as an instructional leader. And it's more the instructional leader, and it's more of how can I help you be better at your job? Me not tell you how to do your job. It's more of one of those, how can I help you be better? How can I provide you with the professional development so you can be great at your instruction? Do you guys agree with that, or how do you guys feel about that? Them being instructional leaders, do y'all view them as instructional leaders? Silence means a lot.
no, I view more instructional leaders as the veteran teachers that have been here. That's who I view. I view the principals as, first and foremost, I think they should be disciplined leaders.
Yeah.
Leaders of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
I agree.
That's another
I'm not gonna-
story. But well, I get.
But
Yes.
to yes, they should be there to support you and offer, like, if they see something instructional wise that they can offer, yes. And I'll take it, but like I said, I'm more going to this English teacher over here if I'm looking.
You're more
for
receptive to a
strategy.
teacher giving you instruction.
Yeah, man, I don't know about yeah, I guess so. Unless it was a teacher, an AP that was an English teacher that I really know, he or she knows what they're talking about. It's kind of a roundabout way to go.
But there's very few APs that I've seen come through
Right.
here that have a special ed background.
Oh, yeah.
So when it comes to like our small, like applied or classes like that, they don't really help. Jenny Biggs is the only person, and I never got any instruction from her. It's the only principal I know that's been through here with special ed
Mhm.
background. But yeah, it's with ours department, it doesn't seem like they really help out much.
Well, again, thank you guys for attending and concluding the meeting. So we'll just kind of talk about how was the whole entire process of my part that I did as a leader. So guys, you can kind of share with me on how you guys did. How was my communication and how was I as a leader, and follow my purpose of the meeting? You kind of guys share with those things that's on the agenda with me, please.
You did very well. We enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thought
I think your purpose, you stated your purpose, and I think you achieved that. Time management was good. We all were able to communicate. You allowed us all to speak, you listened. Definitely collaboration.
And I think this was it's honestly for me was I'm not sure about as far as being an AP or a principal, how that was helpful, but I think this was helpful for me to build my confidence. And, I think I can, before you do anything with your peers, that's probably the more difficult thing to do.
Absolutely.
Being able to talk to your peers, but this made me more comfortable and confident. Oh, I can do this. This is it's not as challenging as I thought it would be, but it made me learn a lot.
Right.
And I'm, actually from this births a mentorship program that I'm actually going to create, and I'm gonna give it to the principals, but I'm also gonna use it for my resume. So it's gonna be one of those things that's gonna help me, and I think it can help others. So I'm glad I was able to help. I'm not sure how much I helped, but give you guys an opportunity, and I will take everything, not everything, to my mentor and talk to him about some things and what needs to be done to improve instruction, what needs to be improve the culture of the campus, the climate of the campus. Those things are important, and I think it's very important for the APs to not just focus on the core teachers and the core subjects, because one of the most important departments on campus is special ed, and I think a lot of campuses forget about that. So that would be one of my things that I would spearhead, especially as an AP or a principal. So.
And there's a lot of us in that field, and there's a lot of us that have a lot of experience in a lot of different areas that regular ed teachers or administrators don't have a clue. I don't care how much schooling you have, you have to be in, yeah,
So,
You gotta be in
you
there.
have to be here,
Yeah.
you know.
I wouldn't trade places with you. I know that.
It's a lot. On top of that, we got paperwork, and we have arts, and we have to teach. Because a lot of time I felt like I was inventing the wheel as a teacher. I had to feel like I was starting over. I was like, okay, how am I gonna do this lesson? A lot of times I had to go talk to the regular ed teachers. Okay, how can I do this as far as instruction goes?
But we just can't take a book, English 1, open it and say.
Yeah, teach this.
You have to, adapt and make up and rearrange and reteach and,
Well, in all different levels.
Yeah.
from A to Z. I mean, we can't get a class set and, okay, this is the syllabus and here we go. It doesn't work like that.
Well, it's a challenge, and especially for electives. And again, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Walter.
Recorded.
Just
Yeah, I would
stop.
say, you gotta make sure you got it now.
No, you're